Hello, today we're going to talk about a fun coding problem. Our job is to write a function twins, which takes as input a string and returns a new string where each character is doubled. So if the input is A, then the output has to be AA. So we simply double each character. What if the input is ABC? Then we simply double each character and just return AA, BB, and CC. And before getting to the code writing part, let's first figure out the algorithm. So how do we exactly construct this output from this input? So we first start with Big Bang. We first set the output to the empty string. And then in a way, we are starting to build a snowman. Let's say snowman here. So we first go to the first character, A, and then double it, and then write AA. Then we go to the next character, double it, and append it. So we put the second part of the snowman on top of the first one. And then we go to the next character, double it, and append it to the output, and write AABBCC. Then after each character is done, we return the output AABBCC. This is our snowman. So how does the algorithm look like? So remember, we are given an input string. This doesn't have to be equal to ABC, but this can be anything. We are given an input string, and the first step is to initialize the output to the empty string. Then we iterate over each character in the input. And what do we do for each iteration? So at each iteration, what do we have? A character in the input. What do we do with it? We just double it. Then what do? We append it to the output. We double each character, append it to the output, and after all iterations are done, we just return the output. Let's now go to the code writing. And you already have given me a great solution. This is almost correct. This is a very, very good attempt. Let's just check the code. Let's just check the function. So in order to check it, we just call it with a random input string. We call it with ABC, and let's assign its output to the variable test output. And in order to see the variable test output, let's print it. Test output is the variable test output. So let's run this code. What do we see? We have a print cc, which is probably coming from this function print, and we have test output is none. So the test output variable here is coming as none. Why is this the case? So the test output is set to the output of twins function, but the output of the function comes as none. Why is this the case? So this is the case because the function doesn't have any return statement. So whenever the function doesn't have any return statement, then its output is assumed to be none. So we need to, instead of print the output, we need to return it. So let's return the output and run it again. Then what do we see? We see that the test output is now CC. So there's still a tiny problem here. The test output normally had to be AABBCC, but it's now just CC. So in order to diagnose the problem, what do? We debug the code. And one of the best ways of debugging the code is to write intermediate print statements here. So what's the best place to write the print statement here? The best place is to write at the end of each iteration. So at the end of each iteration, let's just print the element that we iterated over with and the output. So at the end of iteration with lm, the output is, output. Let's now run this. So we see that at the end of iteration with A, the output is AA, this is expected. At the end of iteration with B, the output is BB. So instead of appending BB to AA, the function just makes the output BB. And at the end of iteration with C, similarly, the output is just made CC. So what do we need to do here? So we observe that instead of appending this expression, double the character, the function just sets the output to this expression. So what do? Instead of the equal sign, We just use plus equals and we are done.